And I'm going to have to slide this back in again, please. Now it looks like the other boat is taking maximum benefit of the air conditioning also. So one thing that flowed freely in the canal was whiskey and beer from the local distilleries. The packet boats were, you know, floating bars, I think, of the day. Even though captains were not allowed to drink and drive, some of the passengers definitely imbibed. And it was a major cargo, and you could buy beer at the locks. The lock tenders, I'll go into that in a little more detail. But they had all kinds of ways of making money because they only got $10 a month for manning the lock, if they only had one lock. So they had little general stores and bars and you name it. I watched a show on the History Channel this morning about how whiskey made America, and I don't know that it made America, but it certainly had a lot of influence. Some good, some bad.
Now, can you talk about the boats coming towards us as the Earl Leiby? When was that finished? Do you know?
Pardon?
The Earl Leiby, when was that boat finished?
The Earl Leiby was actually done before this one. That was our second boat. Our first boat was a Big John boat.
Are you catching me goofing off, Joanne?
I did.
Huh? Joellen.
Jim, question. When was the Leiby done?
The Leiby, probably in about 2001.
2000.
And then Lois Meilly was finished when?
2007.
So we're on the Meilly. In 07 she finished that. All right. Thanks.
That's what it sounds like. And you can see, thank you very much. You could see the lock tenders because here they're coming. So they would wait until you got into the lock before they left another boat enter the lock. The tunnel as a national historic landmark. Okay, we talked about cargo on the boats. Let's talk about the boat crews. The boat crews, mostly on the Union Canal, were family crews. There were some company crews, but by far the majority were family crews, privately owned boats that were manned by brothers or cousins and brothers or mom and dad and the kids. So if you were with mom and dad and the kids, when you were 5 years old or older, you were normally put to work leading the mules. Prior to that, and especially before you could swim, you were tethered to the top of the cabin of the boat. And they would put a harness on you, and they would either connect a chain to the back of the harness, to the top of the boat, or the roof of the cabin, or a rope. And that was not considered child abuse at the time. That was done so if the kids fell overboard, Mom and Dad could simply reel them back into the boat and they didn't lose any crew members.